In the last week, we have discussed on the introduction to S/4HANA Embedded Extended Warehouse Management. We have discussed on the warehouse functionality, how the warehouse works at multiple locations, which is attached to a manufacturing plant, and which is a DC, and which is a transit warehouse. We have discussed on that, and what is the significance of the warehouse, and how the warehouses, traditional warehouses and today's warehouses, how the functionalities are different, and what is the requirement for today's warehouses with a high-end sophisticated system, as the requirements are increased at the warehouse functionality level, which is the current warehouses. Okay, so further we'll be discussing at what how the extended warehouse management came up. Like we have uh, Extended warehouse management is from 2005 onwards. It is there. In 2006, they have released the 2000 EWM 5, and from there onwards, the journey of EWM has started. Okay, so till 7 also, that means we have a lot of issues with the extended warehouse management due to the architecture and all. It has got a lot of issues, and then in 9 is a kind of a stabilized version, and now currently which is working as a extended warehouse management 9.4, and 9.5 is about to be on the cards. Okay, 9.4, which is a stabilized version, is embedded into the extend warehouse management in S/4HANA 1610. Now we have the landscape like as a separate server. Also, extend warehouse management is existing, ECC, and the extend warehouse management. So in that one, we have two kinds of landscapes are available, which is available with the SCM server, supply chain management server, and one is a standalone extend warehouse management server. And now this is embedded into the in S4 HANA 1610. Extended warehouse management is embedded in the same server. We'll have the same where the ERP ECC is there. The same server we have the extended warehouse management. Till now, this architecture is not available before S4 HANA 1610. This will give a lot of ease to the business, wherein it will eliminate a lot of issues which are coming up at the as a separate server. Till now, what the business is, the main drawback or main thing which business considers also, like they have to maintain the landscape, and they have a lot of issues which will be coming through the middleware when the data is moving. That is as a standalone server. Now those all eliminated in S4 HANA. S4 HANA Embedded Extended Warehouse Management is the latest warehouse management system from SAP, considering the following business requirements. Large warehouses, we have discussed. As of now, we have a lot of warehouses which are very large, and the business what they do are very high volume, and stock keeping units is like the number of parts or products which a business will be doing the business for. Like, I mean, it's like uh, multiple lakhs or a million products also businesses are dealing with. Okay, complex and multi-step product movements, we have discussed on that one. So there are movements which are like internally the warehouse has got, it's not only just storing the product and dispatching it for the customer. There internally there are many processes which a warehouse will do. Okay, for those all requirements, and within the warehouse we have fast moving and slow moving. Any business, this is a generic thing, like will have fast moving products and as well as the slow moving products. Okay, so those all things in placing in the warehouse really matters. How we'll place those parts and materials inside the warehouse to increase the lead time. Is like that means decrease the lead time. In the less time we'll be able to move the part or product to the customer from the warehouse is advantage to the business. Okay, so and then the specific detailed packing requirements, that also we have discussed. Nowadays it has got like internally there are two kinds of packing requirements. One is many big businesses, they will not manufacture, they'll always try to pick the products from the vendors. They'll outsource the product manufacturing, and then they'll brand those products, means like they'll, the packing and the branding will be with the business. Okay, so that is one level. And then some of the customers will have specific requirements of packing. Okay, they'll ask you to give a specific packing, that is a value added service we'll be providing from the warehouse level. Okay, so that is what is the packing requirements are increased customers level. And then high degree of automation and integration capabilities is like extend warehouse management itself is a highly automated system. It's like many of the transactions which the user has to do, we are all the at one screen itself only he'll be able to execute a complete inbound delivery level and the outbound delivery also. I'll show you in the system also how we'll do that one. Okay, so and then usage of the third party logistics. Third party logistics is concerned like the warehouse management is also outsourced. Some of the business in US region or Europe region, most of the time we'll see the third party logistic companies are there who will do the operations of the warehouse. Say here two levels, either the premise or the warehouse is owned by the third party logistics or maybe owned by the business, but the operations like just like inside the taking the parts inside, maintaining the labor, maintaining the forklifts, maintaining the structure and all internal operations are done by the outsourced team. The third party logistics team is there who will be doing that. Okay, so that is one thing. And as I mentioned, we have the distributions, the multiple kinds of warehouses. We have distribution centers which are attached to the manufacturing, and which is a transit warehouse, and various industry sectors has got multiple kinds of requirements. Okay, so this kind of increase in the warehouse operations level has increased that means has made the extend warehouse management to be embedded in SAP S/4HANA. Okay, it's the main reason behind that. And extend warehouse management is like as I mentioned, it's been released with the 1610. Okay, and here one thing is like you can see here SAP recommends that you migrate to embedded extended warehouse management in SAP S/4HANA directly. It's like mainly because the user rights for WM now whatever the LEWM which is existing, the rights will expire in December 2025, and all development on warehouse functionality is being done in only extend warehouse management. And one more thing is like the extend warehouse management, what currently that means in S4 HANA embedded extend warehouse management, which is there, that is the only our targeted architecture. The LEWM, existing centralized warehouse management, is which is not the targeted architecture. So it will impact. See, it's like if the targeted architecture for S/4HANA is not LEWM, even though if business wants to use that, it will not see any benefit in that. They have not simplified, they have not done anything with the LEWM. So it is the same process. And the business which is opting or which is the implementing the S/4HANA will not see any impact or a benefit. Okay, so when S/4HANA is implemented, it's a cost to the business, so they are spending a lot of money, so they want to see the return on investment. Every business when implementing the system, they'll see the return on investment. Return on investment comes like when they see the automation in the process. Automation, highest automation will decrease the users, like number of users, and that is the advantage to the business. And simplified process that they'll be able to see with the extend warehouse management. That's why SAP recommends to migrate to embedded extend warehouse management when they implementing the S/4HANA. Okay, and then here they are SAP is giving an advantage to the business also. SAP is giving basic warehouse functions, advanced warehouse functions. Here they have bifurcated. Basic warehouse functions are they are giving with the same license, so the business need not spend anything. With advanced warehouse function, there is a specific configuration is also there. When we come to the configuration, we'll be discussing about this configuration also. So there will be configuring that whether the business is using the basic warehouse functions or the advanced warehouse functions. If they are using the advanced warehouse functions, then only they need to take an additional license than the S4HANA license what they have, because SAP does all the business with the licenses only. SAP sell the licenses. Okay, so basic warehouse functions, all the warehouse functions which are currently capable to handle a warehouse. That means whatever centralized warehouse management or other any WM warehouse management systems they are using, those all things like which is more in an improvised way, thousand times improvised way, they'll be able to do with the basic warehouse functions only. That's what is the biggest advantage, and SAP wants to give that advantage to business so that they'll be directly coming up with the extended warehouse management. That is the advantage to the consultants for us, as many business will come up in implementation of the extended warehouse management. So obviously that is an advantage to the consultants. The number of requirements at the extended warehouse management will increase, and obviously once they implement, the support projects will always be there. So the number of consultants requirement in the extended warehouse management will increase. Okay, so in the basic warehouse functions, we'll have the inbound process, outbound process. Process is like inbound delivery process. We'll receive the inbound delivery and then will we place the parts inside. And then outbound delivery process, that we'll detailedly discuss what exactly the inbound process and outbound process, internal warehouse movements, physical inventory and all. In the advanced warehouse functionalities, we'll have the optimized inbound process, optimized outbound process. These are all specific things. Okay, when the configuration part comes, we will be discussing in all these things. Ad management, labor management, these all things which are at the advanced warehouse management level. Creating cross docking. Cross docking is like when we have an opportunity to move the products, when we receive the parts or products from there to the place where we are dispatching the parts to the customer. That is one of the process that also we'll be discussing when we come to the process. Okay, so ideally a warehouse will be looking like this. In that one, these are the processes what we have. Mainly we have the warehouse, we have the main two key things, key processes are go inbound delivery processing and outbound delivery processing. Inbound delivery processing is like goods receipt. Okay, outbound delivery processing is like goods issue. We'll be issuing the goods, we'll be receiving the parts or products, and then we'll be issuing the parts or products to the customers. Okay, so it can be through the vendor or it can be from a production plant or a manufacturing plant. There are multiple kind of things like where we'll be receiving the goods. Okay, whatever the goods which we are receiving into the warehouse, that is a inbound delivery for us. Okay, and the inbound delivery processing we'll be discussing now. That means in the inbound delivery we'll have the goods receipt. The minute, for example, when we have a goods receipt is expected, that means a transportation unit. Practically how the process will happen is like when we have the transportation is unit is expected, we'll have, it'll reach to the parking yard, and from there we'll be taking it inside. The minute we'll take it inside, and we'll be unloading the parts. This is the area where we unload the parts, and then from there, once we have unloaded the parts or products, what is the next process will happen? These parts which are just, it is a staging area where we have just staged the products after the unloading. From here they have to place it to the exact place or the location where this particular part need to be placed. So that is the final bin. It is called as a bin in the warehouse management. Okay, that is, these are the, for example, these are the bins, where a bin is nothing but a place where, for example, here this is a bin. Like you see, there the pallets are stored in this one. This is a bin. Okay, so that such a place. So there, this particular, the, for example, this is a pallet, and this is moved from here to here like this. It will be placed into the bin. Okay, so once we have placed inside the bin, that process, like from here unloading area to the final bin, when we move the part or product, that process is called as a put away process. Okay, once we have done the put away, replenishment is like internally we have multiple bins inside the warehouse. For example, this particular bin is there is a some a product is there. That particular product will be available, that means will be also be placed in this bin also. Sometimes what happens is like when we want to move internally the part a from here to here, that is a replenishment. Okay, and then further, for this is the inbound delivery process. Inbound delivery, we have the goods receipt and we'll be unloading the parts, and then we'll be doing the put away process to the final bin. And then in the outbound delivery, we'll have the outbound delivery. In the outbound delivery, once the outbound delivery is to the warehouse will, it'll have the items. Okay, the line items are there. In that line items, the parts or material which are need to be picked will be there. That picked material is like from here, we have we'll be picking it from here, and then we'll be placing it here. It's like, so once the picking is done, in between we have there, it is if the packing requirement is there, sometimes what happens, all the small cartons will be packed into a bigger carton, and then it will be packed into a pallet kind of stuff. That is a packing, like, or else as I mentioned, where some customer has got a requirement. Okay, that is a value added service kind of a stuff. Okay, so then once we have done that one, then we'll be placing it into the shipping area. Once we have placed into the shipping area, okay, then the loading part will happen. From here to, we'll be placing the, that means we'll be loading the part into the transportation unit. This is the transportation unit, means like in transportation, in warehouse management, we'll call the vehicle or a truck which is used to dispatch to the customer or will receive it from the vendor is called as a transportation unit. Okay, the transportation unit will be loading into the transportation unit, and then once we have loaded, then we'll do the goods issue. Goods issue is like it's a system job. Once we issue the goods, means like that parts or material has moved from the system, and then practically this particular physically this transportation unit will move out of the warehouse. Okay, so and then in between we have a short picking is like, sometimes what happens is like we have certain parts or material wherein like when we are dispatching to the customer, the requirement for example is 20, the availability is 15. Okay, by that time we'll check inside the warehouse whether that part is available in any other bin. Okay, if the part is available, we'll internally replace that one, and then we'll be picking that part. That is the short picking. Okay, and then further we have the cycle counting. New process is like, as we are doing a lot of movement inside the warehouse, is like the lot of parts or products are moving inside the warehouse. Okay, we are receiving the parts and we are picking the parts. Okay, there are many, as I mentioned, there can be a lakhs of material or million number of materials also will be there. Okay, so when this kind of number, huge number of materials which are there, so by that time there are some kind of inconsistencies will be developing. Warehouse management is dealing with the physical parts. Okay, what all we are seeing here, these are all the physical parts. The same thing which will be, we are mapping into the system. Okay, there are two levels, one is a physical level, one is a system level stock. Okay, so both the stocks need to be at par with each other. Okay, so to maintain that one and to build the, that means to always to eliminate the inconsistency in between the system level stock and the physical level stock, we'll be doing the cycle counting or a physical inventory process. This physical inventory process is like, it is according to business. It can be done most of the business like FMCG business or food products, food and beverages, pharma industries. They'll be having a month end closure as financial month end closing. They'll be doing every month end, they'll be having this process wherein they'll be counting all the parts at the physical level. We have a special process for that one in extended warehouse management, through which we'll be conducting the physical inventory. That process also we'll be discussing. On the whole, these are the main processes which are in the extended warehouse management. So main process, as I mentioned, we have the inbound processing and the outbound processing and storage and operations internally. So transportation unit planning, as I mentioned, will be receiving the transportation unit, will be receiving the goods management internally. If the quality is there, some of the business will have the quality also, that is the quality management, and internally we'll move the parts inside. And then we have the outbound delivery, outbound planning, picking, optimization, packing is there. Those all things, how the outbound delivery processing will be happening. Storage and operations, we have the physical inventory which we have discussed, replenishment we have discussed. Kit to stock is like some of the businesses will have, it is a the multiple parts. For example, we have a toolkit in the car, okay, that is a kit, okay. So multiple parts together has been kitted. That's what is the kit to order process. And above that one, EWM is like, it will provide the analytics. Supposed to be a lot of reporting will be there. In warehouses we will be having the uh, warehouse, like supply chain analyst will be there. You might have heard like supply chain analyst. Their main job is to analyze the movements inside the warehouse, how the warehouse performance is there, like how the lead times are there while processing the inbound delivery, how much time they have taken to the unloading, how much time they have taken to the put away process, how much time they have taken at the picking level. These are all multiple kinds of analysis they will be doing. And one second. Okay, so and we had discussed about the cars docking. Yard management is nothing but when we have the yard is like outside where the transportation units are placed. The vehicles or trucks will be parked. Okay, so that parking place, the minute it has arrived, we'll be taking it inside. We'll allot a parking spot. When we come to the yard management, we'll discuss about that one also. Import and export, like in when we receive the parts, like in the goods receipt level, we'll be receiving the imports which are imported. Okay, and then one second. Sorry. Okay, so the next, we have the in internally in the warehouse we will be using multiple technologies like RF, radio frequency, and then radio frequencies like RF guns will be using, they'll be looking like this. Okay, so by inputting into put away process and picking process, will be using this kind of handheld devices. These are like, these are called as a mobile devices also, or else a handheld device, RF scanner it is called as. Okay, so the what the exactly the task which need to be done by the picker, because there is a lot of internal movement will be there, right? So these people who do the picking cannot stand or cannot sit at somewhere, because they have to physically move the part, okay, from a location to the another location, from here to here. Okay, these people will be instantly moving. So whenever there is a task for that one, so those tasks will be coming to them on this RF device. Like from here, supposed to be this is the staging area, they have to pick this part from here and to place this part here. That information, the task will be coming to them here, and then once it has came to them, then it will reach, they'll reach here, they'll pick the part and they'll place it here and confirm. That is a RF, that is a technology which is used in the warehouse. Okay, and we have voice based speaking also. Voice based speaking is like in the same level. Okay, what happens is like they'll be receiving the instructions from the system through voice. They'll have a headset, in that one they'll be getting the instruction. That is one of the high end technology which some of the warehouses are using, not all the warehouses. But radio frequency, RF, is used very widely. Most of the warehouses across three regions: US, Europe, and Asia Pacific regions. Okay, and then we have uh, the material flow systems are like we'll be seeing the conveyor belts. Okay, some of the warehouses in the manufacturing which are attached to the manufacturing unit or in some DCs also, you'll see the conveyor belts they'll be using to move the parts. That means the person who will be picking the parts will be placing inside on the conveyor belt, it will take to the next level. So that is a material flow system which is there. Okay, that is also capable like with the extended warehouse management. This is called as a programmable logical conveyor also. Okay, so that process is also is extended warehouse management capable to handle. We have the inbound process. Now we'll discuss about the inbound process, how the inbound delivery processing will happen. So as we have two kinds of landscapes here, and we'll be discussing, as I mentioned before, also we'll be discussing both the levels so that you'll have a clear idea on the process. Currently, we have both the levels, which is the same server, S4 HANA Extended Embedded Extended Warehouse Management and Extended Warehouse Management as a decentralized also. From there, we'll be able to see the simplifications which are there done at the S4 HANA also. Both the levels I'll explain you in this one. What are the delta changes and what is the simplification also will be coming up with the when we discuss about both the systems, which you will have a clear idea. And one more thing is like when you come across as a separate server to Exchange Warehouse Management, you'll able to clearly understand the process. Okay, so here at the inbound delivery level, this is what is the structure. We have S4 HANA will be creating the purchase order. Then the inbound delivery will have this is as a separate server. Here you can see this is mentioned as ERP, this is mentioned as Exchange Warehouse Management. This is a landscape which is a separate server. We'll call it as a separate server. Okay, so this is the process there. This is the process at S4 HANA. So as a separate server, how it was happening is like we'll have the purchase order, we'll create the purchase order from the inbound delivery, and then the inbound delivery will flow to the extended warehouse management. From that extended warehouse management will be uh, creating a inbound delivery notification kind of a stuff. The same thing like here we have the same server. Okay, so it doesn't require to move the data from one system to another system. Okay, so there we have the purchase order, inbound delivery. This particular inbound delivery notification which need to be created as a separate server is being eliminated. Okay, that is the simplification at the S4 HANA level. We'll be directly able to create the inbound delivery at the extended warehouse management. That we'll see in the system also. I'll show you in the system.
Ram,
Ram,
Yeah.
do we have anything like a gate entry in this process?
So gate entry will not be there. Gate entry is something which, according to the business, will be there. Okay, it is a business decision when they have the gate entry and all. But as per the process, is like we doesn't require any kind of a gate entry or kind of stuff here. I'll just open the system.
Okay.
Ram, one more question. The previous slide which you are showing.
Yeah,
So, in the previous EWM environment,
yeah,
whenever you are creating an inbound delivery,
yeah,
it will be getting like migrated to EWM via QRFCs.
yeah, yeah.
So, still that concept is available in embedded S4 HANA, or you
Yeah, yeah,
will not
we'll
be having
discuss
any
on the
QRFC?
QRFC settings also. I'll show you. We have the when we come to the data transfer methods. At that time, we'll be discussing about the QRFC and CIF. What the simplification done at the data transfer methods level. Okay, that part we'll
Okay.
be
Yeah.
discussing in the like when we come to this data transfer method. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So here I'll show you the system also how we have the purchase order created and then the inbound delivery and then the exchange warehouse management. It is flowing into the exchange warehouse management. It is the same server, so it will automatically, that means we have the some of the QFC settings which are there, some of the things which are eliminated. Those all things we'll be discussing at the data transfer methods. Now you just understand that how the flow is there. Just understand the flow of the documents. Okay. This is the inbound delivery T code slash n slash SAWM slash PRDI. I'll show you the easy access path also. Okay. Then now I'm just showing this one so that you'll have a clear idea on how will be the flow of the documents will be happening. So I'm just opening the inbound delivery at the extend warehouse management. Okay. So extended this is the inbound delivery which I'm just showing you a completed one so that you'll have a clear idea on the process. Okay. This is the inbound delivery at the extended warehouse management. So this 18000, this is I'll show you the reference documents for this one from which this is inbound delivery has flown. Okay. So this inbound delivery has been created from the original document. This is 180000000262. Okay. So here we have this is the ERP document, the same through from which we have opened this document also. This is the inbound delivery document which is generated at the Exchange warehouse management. We have two different number ranges. The exchange ERP here till now here we'll be bifurcating the system with the ERP and exchange warehouse management so that we'll have a clear ease in understanding also. And as per SAP also till now they have made it as the same itself only. So that we'll have how the delivery is moving from the when I talk also when we in the class also the data of ERP, the inbound delivery has flown to the exchange warehouse management, and the data in the exchange warehouse management after completion of the inbound delivery will flow to the ERP delivery. Okay, so this is how we'll be treating as of now with the exchange warehouse management in a embedded in S4 HANA. Okay, so this delivery as it has flown to the exchange warehouse management, this is the delivery document which is created. So in the slide when we are seeing for S4 HANA, so here this inbound delivery document number is this is the one. Okay, which is created as the this ERP delivery document, inbound delivery document, which is flown to the exchange warehouse management. As it has flown, this inbound delivery document at the exchange warehouse management is created. That document is this is the inbound delivery document. This inbound delivery document at ERP level, I'll open that. VL33N for the inbound delivery. Okay, this is the inbound delivery which is created at the ERP level. Okay, this inbound delivery is created through the purchase order. Okay, so the flow is like this is the purchase order, this is the inbound delivery which is flown to the exchange warehouse. I'll open the purchase order also so that you'll have a clear idea. ME23M. Okay, this is the purchase order. This is the purchase order which is created. For this purchase order, This inbound delivery is created in the ERP. These two are the documents at the ERP level. Okay. So this is the purchase order which we have seen. This is the document. I'm just showing all the documents which are generated. Okay, this is the purchase order document which is generated. Under the purchase order document, for the purchase order we have done the inbound delivery at the ERP level. Inbound delivery is created. Okay, 1800000262 is the inbound delivery, and from there once it is flown to the extend warehouse management, the inbound delivery at extend warehouse management is created. Then we'll unload and we'll do the put away. Okay, in the inbound delivery we'll have these two tabs will be there. So here you can see this is the purchase order document which is created, and under the purchase order document, for the purchase order we have created the inbound delivery for the receiving the goods. That inbound delivery is flown to the action. How it is flown, how it is flown, and how the system will recognize, how the determination will happen, those all things we'll be discussing at the integration part. When we discuss about the integration part, how the system is integrated from the ERP level to the exchange warehouse management, how the system will recognize that how this particular delivery is related to the exchange warehouse management, that we'll discuss when we come to the integration part. Okay, so in the system it will be showing here at the header level processing. This is the decentralized warehouse process. Okay, the decentralized warehouse process, like when it is at the extend warehouse management, it will show as a decentralized warehouse. Here you will have the tab. Here it will have the status. Okay, so when we have created, when the minute we have created the inbound delivery, and once we save that one, it will show as distributed, means like it is flown to the extended warehouse management. Once we complete the process there, then it is show as a confirm. Now it is showing because it is completed. I'll show you in the inbound delivery at extend warehouse management. Now I am coming to the extend warehouse management inbound delivery. This is the extend warehouse management inbound delivery, wherein we have processed this delivery. We have processed the goods receipt, processed the unloading, and we have done the goods receipt. Here you will have the statuses. Like we have completed the unloading part, we have done the goods receipt, and then we have done the put away. Put away means, like as I have shown you and explained you, like from where we have received the part and then we have placed the part. Okay, and from the staging area we have received the part and then we have placed into the final bin. Okay, so that is the process which will happen. It will be placed into a bin, that is a put away process. Once we have completed this process, this is the entire process of the inbound delivery, then it is completed. Like, okay, so this is the process at the inbound delivery level, which is those are, so that you'll have a clear understanding. I have shown you all the documents from the purchase order, inbound delivery, purchase order created, inbound delivery created for the purchase order, and that inbound delivery is flown to the extended warehouse management, and then we have done the unloading, and then we have done the put away. This is the process.
Uh,
Okay, so as a
Ram,
separate, yeah, yeah,
one. Yeah, sorry to
yeah.
cut you. Ram, do we have any report in embedded EWM, like this is the purchase order number, inbound delivery number, this is the EWM inbound delivery number and put away task? Do we have any embedded report, or still we want to check the ECC part in like PO and inbound delivery in one report, and my put away task and inbound delivery number in EWM transactions?
Yeah, there are multiple reports are available where you will be able to see which are the purchase orders available or need to be do the goods receipt at the action warehouse
Mhm.
management level. So multiple reports are there. When we come to the reports, this is the very earliest
Okay.
stage where we'll discuss about the
Yeah,
reports.
no, just
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
asking like it
yeah,
is
yeah.
available or not.
Yeah, various
Yeah.
reports are
Okay.
available in the standard system itself. Only
Mhm.
there are multiple reports are available through which you will get the information. That all we will
Okay,
discuss
okay.
here.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so This is the system level process, how it will happen. We have discussed that one. So we have the both the levels. We have the system level and how the physical process, that means the practically business process, how it will happen, we'll discuss. Okay, practically what how it will happen will be, once we have the purchase order, which is coming from the vendor, will receive a ASN. It's like advanced shipping notification. Once the advanced shipping notification will receive, then the transportation unit practically physically which will arrive to the warehouse. Once we have the transportation unit arrive to us, we will take it inside, and where we have to unload means like there is a, it is a physical structure. Warehouse is like it will have the door. That means door is nothing but a shutter kind of a thing. You might have seen that one in the warehouse. A big shutter kind of a thing will be there, where this particular transportation unit at the back end will, which is opened, will be attached, and then from there they'll do the unloading part. Once we have it is received, we'll do the goods receipt part, and then the system will determine where the parts need to be placed. That means the put away bin determination, it is called as. Okay, system will determine this particular product need to be placed in that particular bin. Then we'll be placing the parts, and then once we have done all these parts are completed, in between we'll be having a process. Like once we have received, if the parts are we have received in the pallets, like pallets are like this. Okay, so if we have received a pallet like this one, it has got multiple cartons kind of a thing. Okay, so those particular cartons need, suppose if this is a carton, they have multiple products are there which need to be segregated. That process is called as deconsolidation. And then further we'll have the, so for that one in the system level, this is a practical process which I have explained. In the system level, how it will happen is like we have two levels of process are in extended warehouse management. One process is like we have the inbound process with multiple steps. Here you can see multiple steps are there, and with single step, this is with a single step, this is called as a simple inbound processing, and this is called as a complex inbound processing. Both the process business will use. Okay, it is according to the product, and it is according to the warehouse also. Practically, when we have the warehouse functionality like operations level, some of the parts are products which will be handled in a simple process, or some of the parts or products will become handled in a complex process. In the complex process, how it will happen? Main will receive into the GR zone, where will be the parts are received, and then we'll be moving it into the quality. And once the quality is stored, then it will go to the deconsolidation. As I mentioned, deconsolidation, when we this particular part will go inside the deconsolidation. It will, deconsolidation is nothing but some people, that means the labor will be working inside, and then the part is to segregate the parts with this particular pallet or carton which is there. It's been bifurcated into two parts. Okay, so those two will be placed into two different bins. Okay, so this is the process when the multi-step, so wherein four steps are there. Okay, so here we have, this is a complex inbound what we have talked about. The simple inbound, the pallet we have received and we are directly placing into the warehouse, the directly into the put away bin. Okay, means like there is no other process is involved, we are directly placing. That is a simple inbound. It's the system level process, it is like. Okay, so once we have uh, the process related to this one, like okay, it is according to the warehouse. Some of the warehouses will not use the deconsolidation or repacking kind of a facilities. Okay, in the same landscape also you will see this one. For example, if you have a DC which is attached to a DC is like decentralized, that means distribution center. They from there will be distributing only FG, that means finished goods. Okay, so the finished goods are all directly we are dispatching the pallets. We are not doing any kind of job there. We need not do the quality, or because it is not a manufacturing plant or where we'll be doing the quality and all. Okay, so then directly it is getting dispatched, so they'll have the single step. If the multi manufacturing unit is there, by the time when we they receive the parts or material from the vendor, they'll have a quality, and then it need to be deconsolidated. This all steps will be there. Okay, so it is according to the business and according to the say, their requirement they'll be using this one. Both the levels extend warehouse management is capable. As a generic level, extend warehouse management will be able to handle the complex process as well as the simple inbound process also. Okay, the capabilities which all we have discussed will summarize here. We have the at the goods receipt level, ASN handling, transportation unit handling, unloading, goods receipt. Okay, imports and customs. It's like we have discussed when we have the imports, there are some kind of regulations are there. Okay, so that is, those all regulations are like it need to deal with the customs. Customs will have some regulatory things will be there which they have to, compliances will be there which need to be accomplished for the import customs. That is a processing wherein exchange warehouse management can integrate with the GTS, global trade system. That is a separate server in SAP where it can integrate with that. Okay, and then we have the quality management, we have the returns handling. Returns handling is that when we receive the product from the vendor, by that time if we don't want that product, means we don't want to take it inside, and as it has damaged or it has got some of the requirement which is not for us. Okay, we have received a different part. There are multiple things. For example, when we order in Amazon or Flipkart anything, if you receive a part or product which you have not ordered, or else which is not according to your expectation, which is damaged, then what we'll do, we'll return that one. In the same way, the business also will return the goods to the vendor. That is returns handling. Deconsolidation, which we have discussed, and then repacking also we have two levels. One is like when we receive the part or product, either will be make it into a carton or a pallet. That is the palletization process. That is one of the process. Or else when as I mentioned, business will, what they'll do, they'll do the packing of their own brand. With their own brand they'll do the packing. That is also repacking, it is called as. Okay, and then put away bin determination, when we have complete the, when we have received the goods, after the goods receipt, system will determine the put away bins where the part or material need to be placed. That is put away bin determination. And then PLC is like programmable logical conveyor communication with, that is conveyor belts which are there. It is like it is in the large warehouses, this conveyor belts will be there where they'll be using the length in between the warehouse is like it's a huge, so huge warehouses, so that internally they'll have the conveyor belts. The parts are product, you might have seen that one also, that the parts will be moving in the conveyor belts, like the conveyor belt, like just if you have seen in the airport when you take the luggage. Okay, then the conveyor belt will move in the same way. The PLC is also looks like in the same way, only the part of material will be traveling to the another place, and from there they'll be doing another process. Okay, that is what is a programmable logical conveyor. And then some of the business will be using the dangerous goods. Dangerous goods are like uh, we have example, chemical industries. Chemical industries, they'll use some chemicals which will harm the human health. Okay, there are some metals which you have to maintain some compliance. It will have the EHS, you might have heard, like that is the EHS section. SAP is also there, so they have to maintain certain compliances to store those products. Okay, they cannot be exposed to air, they cannot be, there are certain kinds of requirements. What kind of a vessel it can be, you might have seen some of the round tanks will be there, or a spear kind of a tanks will be there. Those are multiple things like, so that is one which is a dangerous goods. That is one. And then cross docking, as I mentioned, sometimes when we have the opportunity, like we have a same time, we have a requirement which need to be dispatched to the customer, at the same time we are receiving it from the in the get the goods receipt. That particular truck will move it to the here I'll show you. So when we have this particular truck which is arriving to us, okay, in the at the same time we have a requirement for the same material here in this truck. then we'll directly move it, because if I have to unload here and then I have to move it to the my final bins and then to pick, this is a big process. Okay, it will take a lot of time. So when I can move it directly here, unload the parts and then move it, okay, inside the transportation unit which need to be dispatched to the customer. That level is like it's called as opportunity cost docking or else cross docking. Okay, so these are the processes which are capable at the exchange warehouse management in the inbound delivery level. Okay, so these are the multiple processes which we have discussed, and then further to that one we have the outbound delivery processing. Outbound delivery processing also, in the business process of the outbound delivery, we have will be dispatching the parts or material from the warehouse to the customer. For that one, we'll be receiving an outbound delivery which is generated from the order, like sale order. Okay, a sale order is here in the business. How it will be there? There are multiple people working at the department. Like they have people who are working at the sale order creation. There are people who are working at the delivery creation. Okay, and then the delivery will flow to the extended warehouse management. Warehouse people will handle that one. Okay, so once we have that, so then internally when we have created the delivery, outbound delivery, it will determine the route where it has to go. So example, when we are dispatching, the customer will be on a certain route. So supposed to be, system has to determine that one. The basic requirement to dispatch means like we need a transportation unit. Okay, so for that one, the transportation unit need to be sourced. That means we have a transportation department will be there in the business, which will take care of the handling the trucks or the transportation units, which will take the goods to the customers. Okay, for that one we have the route determination part will be there, and then we have, when we have the outbound deliveries which are coming to us. Okay, there are multiple deliveries. For example, in a day if we have to handle 1,000 customer deliveries, or sometimes 2,000 customer deliveries, so those are number of deliveries which are coming to us. By that time we'll have the wave management. When we'll discuss about the wave management when we come to the outbound delivery. Okay, so by that it will be multiple deliveries need to be, because 2,000 deliveries I have to handle. I cannot handle each and every delivery. I will complete this one and then I'll go to the next. It means like how much time it will take. Okay, so optimizing the process. Okay, for that one we have wave management, is that multiple deliveries will be handling at one time in the outbound delivery level. And then we have the picking bin determination will happen, from where to pick the parts. Okay, so here in this process, when we are doing the picking, in this one say supposed to be from here, we have to pick the parts. System will determine from which bin we have to pick the parts. The same detail will come to the picker or a person who is doing the picking part to his RF system or device, and then he'll be picking like this. He'll go to the place and then he'll take the part and then he'll scan and confirm. Okay, and then he'll move it to the place here. Okay, like this the picking will happen. Okay, so that picking part, once it is come is there, after the picking bin determination, the picking part will be happening. This is a I'm discussing all the practical processes which will happen at the outbound delivery level. Okay. Once we come to understand that how exactly the practical business process will happen, then we'll be discussing on the system level process, how it will happen. Okay. So then, as I mentioned, we have done the picking bin determination. Once the picking bin determination is happening, it is reaching to the picker's RF device like this, and then in the RF device, once he has received that one, is reaching to that particular bin, and then he'll be scanning it and he'll be confirming it. Okay, so that is called as a, that is done through the warehouse orders. A warehouse order is nothing but which will reach to the person who is doing the picking. The picker will have the warehouse order. Warehouse order will have the source bin. From that means source bin is like from where to pick the part or material and then where to place, that is the shipping area. Okay, then through the warehouse order itself only the work assignment will be happening. Here you can see a person is carrying the, this is a trolley. So we have multiple kinds of things which are used at the warehouse. They look like this. So here we have a human trolley, and this is the one kind of a forklift. Okay, the person will be standing on the forklift and he'll be just driving that one. Okay, so it will have it can take the pallet, and it will have the vertical kinds of this kind of blades will be there, from where he'll be pick that one. That means it can reach to it, it can vertically can lift that one, and then internally it will move. And there is another kind of a forklift wherein the driver will be sitting inside the forklift, and then he'll, a forklift persons will be having this kind of a mounted one, like you can see in this one, he's doing the, he's driving the forklift, and then he has got a mounted one. He, in this one, if it is a huge warehouse example, he'll be placing that one, and he'll, once he, it has reached, it'll have, it'll show him from where to pick the part or material, and then where to place. By that time he'll see that one, and he'll place, and then he'll confirm. So this is how the work assignment will be happening, and the picking will be happening. Here you can see he'll be, is as I have shown you in that figure, is scanning and then picking that one. Once the picking is completed, then practically we have to, as I mentioned before also, two levels of packing is there for us. One is like when we have all the small parts and all are there, so those parts what we will do, we'll be packing into a bigger carton, and then or else a pallet, and then we'll be moving into the transportation unit. Or else if the customer has got some specific packing which has to go. Okay, so that is the specific packing, and we'll do that one, and then we'll move it, and it will be reached to the shipping area. Shipping area is like this, will reach to the shipping area. How the shipping area, from there it will be loaded into the transportation unit. Once we have loaded into the transportation, then we'll do the goods issue at the system level. This is the outbound delivery practical business process, how it will happen. Okay, so okay, loading and goods issue, this is the practical process which is happening. In the same way as we have discussed at the inbound delivery, we have the same two level of processes are there. One is a complex outbound, one is a uh, simple outbound. Simple outbound means like we'll be picking the pallet or a carton, and then from there we'll be placing it into the shipping area, and then we'll be loading it into the transportation unit. This is a simple process. Simple outbound it is called as. Complex outbound means like we have received the parts, small parts like we have received, and then we are moving it into a packing work center. Packing work center is nothing but where the packing will be done. Some labor will be working with the packing, like we have as I mentioned, multiple things like cartons, pallets, and then palletization, or else sink wrap. So here like this one, if once the palette is there, palettes will be created like this, and then you can see this one, there is a plastic cover, the polythene, transparent polythene cover is wrapped in this one. That is called as a sink wrapping. Okay, sink wrapping, why they do? Because the parts of metal which we have placed on the carton pallet should not move. That means the packing need to be intact, otherwise the packing will get damaged, and it will have a chance that the inside product also may damage. Okay, so to reduce all those things, we'll have a clear packing for that one. That's why the packing work center will do that one. Once the packing is there, or else customer specific requirement at the packing specification. When we come to the packing specification, we'll discuss about how the packing specifications will work, what all will be there in the packing specification, how the system will determine those all things we'll discuss. Okay, from here it will be placed into the GI zone. This is a multi-step one. Okay, so we have the outbound delivery process will look like this. In this one we have these all things like which we on the whole, like how the capabilities at the extended warehouse management is like work planning and optimization, pick path and picking bin determination, this which all we have discussed. And the conveyor belt will look like this one, this is one. Okay, and PLC, programmable logical conveyor, it can handle that one. And then monitoring, okay. And then warehouse will have the monitor warehouse monitor will be there also. I'll show you that warehouse monitor also. Okay, in this one you'll be able to see all the things which are available. Okay, so when we This is the monitor, like wherein it will show all the somebody you have asked about that one, related to which all coming inside and which all moving outside. So those all kinds of information from the monitor we will be able to get that one. We'll discuss about the monitor, how we will see the tasks which are there and what all the documents which are there at the outbound delivery level and which are there at the inbound delivery level. Okay, so these all things will be able to see this one. This will give a clear picture of the warehouse process, what exactly is happening, what need to be happen, or what happened also. These all things which are visible. Okay, so today we have covered the warehouse management, extended warehouse management, why SAP come up with the embedded extended warehouse management. And then we have discussed on the inbound delivery processing. We have discussed on the various processes which are available in the from here. We have discussed okay, so we have discussed on how the extended warehouse management embedded extended warehouse management come up with the S4 HANA. Okay, what is the reason behind that, why SAP has came up with this, and then what is the extended warehouse management SAP recommend to directly migrate to extend warehouse management, why is it doing that, and then further what are the functions, various warehouse functions like basic warehouse functions and advanced warehouse functions, which is available with the same license, basic warehouse functions and advanced warehouse functions with an additional license. That part we have discussed. And multiple process, we have goods receipt, unloading, put away, and then at the outbound delivery level, picking goods, issue, loading, we have discussed on the shots, picking and replenishment, and then cycle counting and physical inventory process we have discussed in this class. And then we have discussed on the various action warehouse management process, inbound delivery processing, outbound delivery processing, storage and operations. Then we have discussed on the inbound delivery processing. We have seen the documents in the system, purchase order, inbound delivery and extend warehouse management, inbound delivery, unloading and put away, how this entire process will happen. We have discussed on that. And then we have discussed on the inbound delivery business process, how the inbound delivery business process will happen. We have discussed on the complex inbound and the simple inbound process we have discussed. Okay, on the whole we have summarized the inbound delivery processing. Then we have discussed on the outbound delivery processing business process, and then outbound delivery, how the simple inbound and simple outbound and complex outbound. Next class we'll be discussing on the outbound delivery documents which are generated, sale order, outbound delivery, how it is created, and in the extended warehouse management embedded in S4 HANA. Those documents we'll see in the system. Okay, further to that one we'll be discussing on the data transfer methods, how the simplifications are done at the CIF level and the QRFC level, and then what is the document flow at the ERP level. That means from the at the outbound level, sale order, outbound delivery, how they'll move to the extended warehouse management. At the ERP level, how the purchase order and inbound delivery will move to the extended warehouse management. This entire architecture we'll discuss, and then we'll come to the integration of the extended warehouse management with the ERP system. In the same server also, we have two layers. One is the above layer is the ERP, and then the next layer is the extended warehouse management, where the execution of the warehouse processes will be happening. How this extended warehouse management warehouse will be integrated with the ERP organizational elements. We'll be discussing on that one. And further to that, we'll be going to the organization structure of the warehouse. Okay, this is further we'll be discussing. Okay, any concerns for today?
No, it's quite good, Ram.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
nothing from my end.
Okay. Okay. So in the next scheduled class, we'll be meeting and we'll be taking.
Ram, just one request. Can you show in the SAP screen where I can find the EWM transactions, like in the easy access?
I'll
Is
show
it
you.
a separate node available or something else I have to go?
One sec, I'll show you. So this is a extend warehouse management. Here, extend warehouse management is like we have two levels. One is the easy access. Okay, in the easy
Yeah,
access,
yeah.
you can able to
Only easy access thing. Yeah,
yeah
only
easy
easy
access.
access.
You'll be able to see logistics, and then we have the SEM,
Okay, okay.
and
So
then
in
extend
logistics,
warehouse.
entire EWM component has
Yeah, yeah,
been
yeah. Here
kept.
you'll be seeing all the
Okay.
things. In the monitoring, you'll be having the monitoring.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Once you have this one, and then we have the delivery processing level, inbound delivery, outbound delivery level will be there.
Okay,
And
okay.
these all things
Yep,
will.
yep.
As we go with
Okay.
the action, that means in delivery processing and all, we'll be
Mm-hmm.
coming to the transactions. I'll be showing you all the easy access
Okay.
parts,
Yep,
okay,
yep,
and the
yep, yep,
transaction codes
yep.
also.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Ram.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you all. We'll meet in the next class.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice weekend.